How you doing, Caroline?
I'm really good, thanks.
Thank you so much for
me.
being up here in Boston, just
My
for the one
pleasure.
day, I know, too,
Yeah.
but you had some other stuff to do up here, so I'm glad that we're making that
It worked out.
worth your while.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I want to start this off kind of from the beginning. Was there a moment that you realized, because I'm sure you played guitar and sung growing up and all that stuff, but what was the moment where you realized, this is going to be more than a hobby for me, more of a profession?
Really young.
Okay.
Really young. I always wanted to be a singer-songwriter since I was a little girl and I started singing lessons. But the moment where I specifically wanted to be a country singer-songwriter was when I first went to Nashville, because I grew up in New England. I grew up in Connecticut. And I didn't grow up listening to country music necessarily. So when I first went to Nashville, I'd been writing songs for a few years. And I went to a show at the Bluebird Cafe. And that was the aha moment for me, because I'd never seen people with just an acoustic guitar and their voice and their story capture hearts like that.
In that space.
And when I realized that that is the foundation of the music industry in Nashville, I realized I had to be a part of it.
So was there like a sense of belonging there you felt when you went there for the first time?
Yeah, a sense of homecoming, because I've always really gravitated towards the stories behind the songs.
Sure.
And the musical authenticity of singer-songwriters. And Nashville is the place where that is the foundation of the music industry. And it's one of the only genres left that's like that.
It's cool that it has like a designated space where it belongs.
Yeah, and everyone that comes there with, and it doesn't necessarily always stay pure, but everyone comes with this real pure love for music. And that's really important to me.
So when was this, your first time down in Nashville? If you could
When
put
I
a
was
year on it.
17.
17. So the first album came out 2010, right?
Yeah, well, I made a bunch of independent albums. So what I did is I went to high school and college in New York City, NYU, and I booked myself all around New England. I came up to Boston a lot playing, and I made a bunch of independent albums. I wanted to learn how to produce and play instruments. In addition to write my own songs and sing. And so I knew that was a craft that I had to develop over time. And I didn't want it to be too influenced by some of the more... You can get on this path. I just don't want to sound disparaging at all, but you can get on this path in commercial music of, we'll put you with these producers and these writers and these, and you end up sounding like everybody else.
And it's cookie cutter.
And it was really important to me to develop my own artistry and then bring it to collaborators and then open myself up. So I spent a lot of years making independent records and just learning how to do it and touring around, and then came back to Nashville and opened myself up to collaboration and partnership, and it's been wonderful. Yeah.
So you said you played a bunch of shows up here. Do you remember any of those venues, something that would stick out to you?
Oh my God, I got to try to remember the bars. Because I was playing a lot of schools. So I was playing a lot of boarding schools, colleges, and high schools around New England. I got to remember, I played a few Boston bars, but those are no joke. I mean, those are no joke. Like, I remember a few. I remember at the time, like, the guy who would tour with me, because I didn't have a manager, I didn't have an agent, I didn't have anyone.
Just had a guy?
I just had, like, a friend who would, like, who my parents approved of, who would, like, come help me be. And one time he got in a bar fight in Boston.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and he had to, like, throw the guy out in the snow, because he was saying, it was snowing. I'll never forget that, because I was on stage, and I was like singing, but I was trying to still sing.
So it's while you're performing?
Yeah, while I was performing, because he had been, I didn't hear him, but he had been, I make Boston sound bad, but this is just one drunk person.
It's
but
not
he had been,
something we haven't heard.
He had been yelling out these, like, inappropriate comments about me on stage, and he was making everyone angry.
So you had, like, a bodyguard, manager, driver, all in one.
Oh, yeah, well, I wouldn't go, he wasn't all those things. He was more just someone who could be my friend and protect me and help me carry my guitars, because
he
was like roadie more, but he looked out for me for sure.
So do you still, like, in contact with them a lot?
Yeah.
Good,
He's a good friend.
That's awesome. I wonder if he remembers what bar it was.
I don't. I'd have to look it up. I remember it was an Irish pub. I remember
Dubliner.
Maybe. I remember it had a shamrock. I remember it had a shamrock on the sign.
That's probably it.
Okay.
So the music you're putting out these days now, it's very heavy. It's telling stories. And I'm sure we'll hear a lot of those with the music. But they're very personal. And how do you describe, or how do you decide when the time to tell that story is?
Oh, that's a great question. I became a mom a couple of years ago, and my music got way more honest. I think there's something about, at least for me, motherhood opened my heart to a whole other level of honesty and just being so much more comfortable being vulnerable, which I think is hard for everyone.
It's like an unlocking.
It is. And then you realize that people connect so much to vulnerability, and you're so much more empathetic towards it anyway, having a kid. And so I think that's what's helped me be more raw and honest in my music now.
So what does the parenting life have an impact on, like, touring? Like, what's the biggest thing that has stopped you from doing something because of children, if that makes sense?
Oh, that's also such a good question, because that's something I struggle with a lot.
Yeah.
It's just prioritization. It's understanding that it's a constant balance and a constant weighing, because I really love my job and I really love my career, and I feel a lot of purpose and contribution in it. It's not just like me wanting to be famous. You know what I mean? Like, it's something I want my son to see me growing up.
That's awesome.
Him grow up, see me doing that, following my dreams and contributing in the world, because music is really powerful. And I have so many amazing opportunities right now. So it's balancing that with also being present for him, which is obviously my top priority.
Yeah.
And something I look up to in the artists who have been able to do that. But it's hard. It's not easy. It's hard for everyone, and it's harder if you're a woman. That's just kind of the fact of life. But we've also been able to do some amazing things. Like, I've been able to travel with him, and he comes on the tour bus, and I'm blessed to be able to do what I love.
I'm sure the positives outweigh the negatives like that.
Yeah, they do. They do, but it's a constant balance and a constant, I think it's a lot to navigate. For me, the next few years, I'll learn how to do it better. I'm only a little bit into it.
Sure.
You know, I need to pick some more brains. Like, I talked to Carrie Underwood when I was pregnant. I've talked to Jewel a lot. Like, these women have been through it and have had to make their own choices and decisions.
What's something that they've said, or specifically Carrie, that it kind of has weighed with you?
Well, I remember she said that the hardest thing she ever did was tour with a 3-month-old, and she doesn't know if she would do it again.
Yeah.
I get that now.
100%.
I get that now.
I'm sure.
And especially her shows, like, it's so physically demanding. It's so, and early motherhood is so physically demanding. But I just admire women who are able to do both. And one of my songs is about that. You'll hear it in a couple minutes, but I'm trying to think what else she said. Oh, I also picked her brain about, this might be a little granular for you guys, let me know if you're bored, but I picked her brain about singing after. She said that her voice changed the most after she had the baby.
So I'm curious about that.
Because I was nervous. I think I opened for her when I was in my second trimester, and I was nervous. People made me really nervous that in my third I wasn't going to be able to tour.
Okay.
Because I toured till I was 9.5 months pregnant.
Wow.
So I was like, am I going to lose my voice? And she was like, no, it's actually after I had the baby that it was the hardest.
Okay.
Which I actually found my voice changed for the better after I had a baby, because I got more low notes, which I've never had. So it kind of is this like sultry thing that I never had.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I want to switch gears one more thing before we get into the music. But in 2022, you became the first female member of the Zac Brown Band, which is huge. So that concert obviously is like a theatrical thing on stage.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing that you can take from that group show and apply to your solo shows?
So much. I mean, I owe so much to the Zac Brown Band in terms of my career, but also just inspiring me and making me, first and foremost, a less timid musician.
Yeah.
They are just, I mean, they've been a band for so long. They give it all, leave it on the stage. There's no fear. And I learned to be way more raw, and I don't know, you can't swear on this, right? No.
I mean, we're not on the air.
No, if I could say balls to the wall, I would. Like, that's what they are.
You can
Do you know what I'm saying?
You can say it on the air too.
But it's much more leaving it all out there. You know what I mean? And I was much more perfectionistic, like overly rehearsing. And they're like, we're playing this song tonight. And I'm like, great, never heard it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, here we go.
But they can do that,
so,
though.
yeah, exactly. And so they've taught me how to be able to do that.
That's
so just a lot more live, raw energy in my shows that they've inspired in me.
I love it. Well, I want to hear a few songs if you don't mind. Awesome.
Let's do it.
Great. Thank you.